Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome, everyone. Excited to have you joining us today as we connect in. We are working our way through August, and we've been talking about falling into balance. And today, I thought it would be perfect to look at that from a relationship perspective with ourselves, with others, intimacy. Are we feeling balanced? Where are we? And all of those things. As the seasons start shifting, there can be this acceleration towards the end of the year, and we can get caught up in the to-do list, and holidays are coming soon, and we start looking ahead, creating these lists of things to do. And I think it's really important to stop and take a breath, connect in, and really check in and see, as we're heading into those seasons, as the summer's coming to a close, are we feeling balanced ourselves? How are we connecting in? How are we connecting with others? Because those things can become quite challenging as we look ahead and things get busier if we don't check in and kind of know where we're at and see if there's some shifting we want to make as we look towards the end of the year and we look to what's coming in the forthcoming years. So today we've got amazing experts that are going to lean into the conversation and support us, because here's exciting news. Life is not a solo journey. I don't know where the rumor started that it is. That's just not the truth. The truth is we are not meant to do this alone, and I'm so honored to be on the journey with all of you, that we have this opportunity to come together and connect in a real way and get real support from people in all areas of our lives so that you can live on purpose and with great purpose, not just survive, but thrive. So our experts today are going to help us, particularly in that sensitive area of intimacy. How are we looking there? How is that feeling? What are some shifts perhaps we want to make, or we want to sustain what we have in a powerful way? We even have a sponsor that's coming alongside us and joining us today that wants us to have healthy things that we're putting on our body to support us, because that's important. We have an amazing expert that's going to talk about how do we stay balanced as our bodies shift through time so we can feel vibrant and thrive in our life. So we have a rich lineup today. Such an honor to have you leaning in. But here's the deal. I want each of you to get the most out of our time together today, because I believe you are here on purpose and for a purpose. And the very nature that you are tuning in today means there is something here for you. So in order to get the most out of our time together, I'm going to invite you to be fully present. Not just kind of one ear half listening and you're here in body, fully present to receive everything that is here for you. Mind, body, soul, and spirit. Let's purposely, mindfully choose to be here and be open to receive everything that's been lovingly prepared for you. Because there is something here for you by the very nature that you tuned in and are part of our conversation. So let's take a moment and connect in. Take a breath. Beautiful. Those of you who are driving, please stay safe. Keep both hands on the wheel, eyes open, no texting and driving. But those of you who are able to, I want you to physically put both feet on the floor. Sit back in your chair. Feel it supporting you. Take another breath in through your nose. See how big you can make your belly. So you take all that air in, all the way to your toes, and then breathe out through your mouth like through a straw. Beautiful. Put one hand on your heart, one hand on your head, bringing you all in, mind, body, soul, and spirit. You're absolutely safe. Keep breathing. Bring that oxygen to every cell in your body. Helps us become present, lowers stress levels, our cortisol levels, and helps us, supports us to be ready to receive. So in this space of rich breath and oxygen, a moment carved out just for you, what is it that you need today? What is it that will encourage you, empower you, uplift you to feel balanced and on purpose? What is it you need today? And are willing to receive because you have choice. See if that shifts the answer a little bit. What is it that you need and are willing to receive? Beautiful. Receive that information. Let's take a breath, come back into the room. Eyes open, fully present. Wonderful. And take a moment to write that down, what it is that was laid on your heart. What is it that you need and are willing to receive? Let's keep it top of heart, top of mind, top of spirit. It's so easy to get distracted and move on to the next shiny thing. Let's purposely, mindfully keep this top of mind so you're actively on the lookout for what it is that you need and are willing to receive. You're open and ready. And here's a way to dial this up. Be unattached to how. Be open to the amazing and exciting and wonderful way this need will be met that you never even saw coming. You never even knew was possible. You're open to all of that. Meeting your need real time to support you in living a balanced and purposeful life. Beautiful. I claim that for all of us. Take another breath. We're going to go around our virtual room and ask each of our amazing experts what was laid on their heart when they took a moment to stop, pause, and listen. And they're just going to share 10, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, what was laid on their heart. So with that, Dr. Elsbeth, I'd love for you to share what was laid on your heart.
So my heart said that it wants more stillness, being in stillness during the day, and just be still and a resting place. From there I can listen.
I love that.
From there, and from there I can receive.
Beautiful, that stillness. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. How about you, Freddy? What was laid on your heart?
I was present to the rise and fall of my belly and all of the serotonin and endorphins and oxytocin feel-good hormones that were just putting my body in a chemical state of ease. And I had a lot of thoughts going through my head, and I was just watching them. And it was great to hear your voice and just be in this position and breathing. So it was nice to just, be in the intimacy, into me seeing. So that was what's on my heart.
Beautiful. Oh, I love that. You're able to just watch, enjoy, be really present. And say that again. Say that again. I love that phrase.
Yeah, intimacy. Into me I see.
Into me I see. Beautiful.
Intimacy.
Thank you for sharing. And then Dr. Liz, what was on your heart?
What was on my heart was thinking about all of the items on my to-do list, and what I need today and that I'm willing to receive is to have compassion for the pacing that I need to do, and to not put pressure on myself. This is a challenge for me. I suffer from perfectionism sometimes. And so to be compassionate towards myself and give myself a break and do the pacing that I'm able to do today.
Beautiful. I love that. Honoring the pace that you need, that's supportive of you, and compassion when we look at that to-do list sometimes can try to run us. So I love that you're giving yourself and honoring that pace. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Listeners, how about you? When we took a moment to stop, pause, and listen, what was laid on your heart? What did you see? What did you feel and experience using all the senses? As we get ready to go to our first commercial break, I want to encourage you to be present, to listen as those commercials are playing in the background with updates and things we want you to be aware of. Take a moment to be present and listen and observe what's going on inside of you. What are you seeing? What are you needing? What are you experiencing? Resist that urge to go cross things off the to-do list. Give yourself the gift of these 2 minutes. And with that, we'll look forward to talking to you and continuing our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN. Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. That's EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
The future of online TV is here. View exclusive content from your favorite talk radio hosts and new programs that you can't see anywhere else. Visit voiceamerica.tv today.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes that you gave yourself an opportunity. There we go. To stop, pause, breathe, listen, and receive. We're going to have opportunities throughout the show to do that. And I'm going to encourage you to remember to breathe and process all the information that's going to be shared with you. And part of how you can do that on a cellular level is through breath and pausing and receiving. So we're going to have opportunities. Make sure to lean into those so you can get everything that's available to you today. And we started our conversation today talking about balance and intimacy and how are we connecting with ourselves and others. And our two experts I'm going to introduce to you in just a moment have just an incredible background that they're going to bring to us today. So let's open up our ears, ready to hear as I introduce our amazing experts. You got to hear from them on a heart level. Let me share some of their background. So Dr. Elsbeth Meuth and Freddy Zental Weaver have helped thousands, so not hundreds, thousands of couples and singles create lasting intimacy and fulfillment in their relationships. They have been featured in a Showtime document series called Sexual Healing. They have been part of an Emmy Award-winning NBC show called Starting Over. They're best-selling authors, and they have been nominated as Changemaker at the White House in 2016, the United States of Women Summit. They are passionate about helping you create lasting intimacy, love, and fulfillment in your life. Please lean in and warmly welcome the powerful and amazing Dr. Elsbeth Meuth and Freddy Zental Weaver to the show. Welcome!
Thank you so much, Rebecca.
Yeah, great being here. Thank you.
Yes.
You're welcome. I'm thrilled and honored to have you joining us and excited for the conversation. But I always like to start with why. Why is this work about helping people, particularly intimacy, so important to you personally? And I'd love to hear from both of you on this, because I just think it would be beautiful to have both your perspectives on why you were drawn to this work and continue to bring it forward.
Great. I can start. Mm-hmm. So like 20 years ago, when in my late 40s, I was so despaired over not having lasting intimacy in my life ever, because at that time I was a management consultant, was good at that, but miserable in relationship. And I had this pattern of attracting unavailable men, and I knew if I was not going to shift out of that, the trajectory was going to be clear. And in my despair, I looked for ways to see and clear what kept me from what I really wanted. And so meditation and the tantric practice, Tantra Yoga, became very, very important for me in that transformation. So important that through my healing, I decided to leave management consulting and then, create this work with Freddy, who 6 months after my opening and healing and learning came into my life, and he was available. So I had to become available. I had to do the clearing, needed to do the clearing over here. And what I noticed in the process, and also creating TantraNova here in Chicago and worldwide, is that, none of us has learned about how to create intimacy and love. We fall in love. But when I fall in love, guess what? I didn't know what I did, so I cannot replicate it. And that put me on a path to share what opened up for me with others, with men, women, and couples. And that is where my passion lives.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. And I love that your own, not only with your own seeking, did you find what you were looking for and heal and become all that you've become, but you were also led to help so many others. And in such a sensitive and intimate place that you hold it so lovingly and safely for others and empower them. So thank you for the work that you do and for sharing.
Thanks.
And Freddy, that leads us to you.
Okay, I was waiting for the cue. Great. Well, for me, it in the broader sense of the work, for me, it's about creating more peace on earth. Although people come to our institute, it's like they want to learn something magical about the sexual energy. So what does peace on earth have to do with that? And typically people come with some particular concern that they have in their life that they want to create. So learning how to glean some of what I call the systemic intelligence of what's encapsulated in that sexual energetic when we bring consciousness to it, what starts to appear in people's lives is more creativity and pleasure in the simple process of living. It seems completely unrelated to sex, and we'll get into this as we go. But that's really my big reason for doing what we do, is really creating more peace on earth and dropping some of the vilification that we have around our sexual energetic selves. What we do, we could teach to nuns and priests if they were vowed to celibacy. It's about learning how to draw on where that energy takes us when we start to bring consciousness and presence to it. And so that's really what my excitement is for the last 20 years in teaching this week in and week out all over the world and seeing what shows up for people.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate that and helping us understand the energy. And it's not just tied to the act of intercourse or sex, that there's actually this energy that can be harnessed and support so much of the creativity and things that we're doing in that bigger picture of peace on earth, when we can fully tap into our creativity and everything that can be brought forth. So I love the work that you do. I appreciate helping us look at that. And you're right, take away from some of that stigma it can have, or that fear of talking about these things. And let's really get intimate with intimacy so that we can be empowered in all areas. Beautiful. Thank you for the work that you do and for sharing.
Yeah, thanks for your platform.
Absolutely. Now, speaking of intimacy, and I know you both have been traveling around the world and helping couples and singles in this area and at your institute, what are some of the biggest challenges that keep us from being fulfilled in these areas and hold us back a bit?
So I want to just build further on what Freddy opened up for us, which is that the sexual energy is the misunderstanding of that energy, particularly how it shows up in men and women so differently, is really at the core of the Me Too movement. And it is not that, oh, now it's men's fault. No, we all have lived. The biggest challenge of our time in terms of co-creating as men and women is the misunderstanding of sexual energy. And the blindness we have had for millennia, which was really displayed through the Me Too movement and Time Is Up. We can see there clearly that we are living on different planets. And it has something to do with the hierarchical structure that we have been living in, like where one is up and one is down. And no pun intended, I mean the structurally, organizationally, country-wise, everywhere between men and women has to do with patriarchy. If it was matriarchy, it would be the same. There would be another one up. So that model doesn't allow for co-creation, because in co-creation, we want to come to a horizontal model. We call it a partnership model. And so that, of course, that partnership model, that horizontal model, is based in the heart center. You guided us so beautifully earlier, Rebecca. It's that place where the feminine and masculine, the yin and the yang, you really can dance together. There's no one up, no one down. So if we want to experience intimacy, we want to really tap into our own hierarchical structure where that actually keeps us. It's within us and it's in relationship. And so that's the challenge. And at the same time, bring consciousness to that life force energy that is sexual in nature. Without it, we wouldn't be talking here on the phone. You know, or on this radio show. Yeah, so this is like very powerful energy that, as Freddy said, has been vilified for millennia by world religions because it's so powerful. And then to suppress that energy is the only way of controlling it, and that is a misunderstanding. How about harnessing the energy as we harnessed electrical energy? You know, which we couldn't do.
I love it, and I love that. I love this. So powerful that we can harness this. And I love that yin and yang image that together it kind of has that complete full look, but apart, things are missing. It's not as powerful as it could be. So I love that image that you've given us and this concept of harnessing it, like harnessing energy and electricity and some of the other things that we are able to bring forward. So thank you so much for sharing that. And one, there's so much I want to ask, and I'm looking at the time. So, listeners, here's something I want to share with you, that towards the end of the show, we're going to let you know how you can connect with each of our amazing experts. We want to make sure that you're able to connect in, continue that conversation that we're starting here. But as we are getting ready to go to our next commercial break, I wanted to see if Freddy, you or Dr. Elsbeth had something. Now we've talked about some of what the challenge is, something that our listeners can be thinking about in these next 2 minutes. It can be maybe a tip or a way to check in to perhaps shift our framework a little bit in how we're looking at intimacy.
Sure. Let me add, one of the biggest challenges is the story mind and how we are living from the past into the moment, into the future. And yet the quantum, shows us that, we can create anything we want if we have the consciousness to do it. But how do we let go of all the proof of something that's not going to work because of things that have happened in the past? So the biggest challenge is learning how to be still. So I would share with your listeners today is how to be still and watch and develop more capacity to be in the witness of our story mind, our analytical self, is to tap into the parasympathetic breathing. So breathing into your belly, where you bring the breath down into your diaphragm and extend your belly into your hand. A couple of things. One, it requires your mind to think about doing it, so you give yourself a little pause from the story. Secondly, we oxygenate more efficiently, where we're creating more endorphins and serotonin and oxytocin, the feel-good hormones. So we're really actually calming our body down to then be in a state to create whatever it is you're wanting to create, more, listening or making a request or whatever it might be. So those are two things, the big thing that's in the way for most of us, and a way to start to quiet ourselves down to make a change.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, this is great. I appreciate it. And as we get ready to go to our next commercial break, listeners, I want to encourage you to do this very activity of breathing. And I love the idea of putting your hands on your belly so that you can feel that breath expanding the belly as you're going in, and that beautiful air coming in and out. And I think so often we're trying to hold that belly in all the time. Let's see how big we can make it as we stretch it. And breathe and just be fully present and enjoy that moment of breath and those feel-good hormones that are going to flood your system as you're stopping, pausing, breathing, and listening and really being present to the moment. We'll look forward to talking to you in just 2 minutes.
Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN. Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. That's EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
The future of online TV is here. View exclusive content from your favorite talk radio hosts and new programs that you can't see anywhere else. Visit voiceamerica.tv today.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes and you're able to make your belly really big. Belly really big. As you're stopping, pausing and breathing. And now that you're full of oxygen and all of that beautiful energy, we have even more that we're going to be bringing forward and sharing as we continue our conversation about our relationship to ourselves, about balance, and where are we in that. And part of what I shared in the opening segment is we have a number of experts that are coming together to support us in being balanced in our lives. And particularly, we're looking at our energy and our relationship to self and to others today. And this particular sponsor, it's really important to them that we're careful about what we're putting on our body, because that can affect our balance. So I wanted to share a little bit about this amazing sponsor. And I really encourage you to listen in, because here's what having a sponsor on the show, here's what they're saying. It's that they believe in you. They believe in the work that we're doing. They believe that it's really important that we come together and that you get support in these areas. And they believe in it so much, they're willing to put their name, their brand, and their resources behind the work that we do to support all of you. And I think that's really important. And I want to know about organizations and companies that believe in me on that level and believe in you. So let's listen in as I share a little bit about this organization. They are called Native, and they believe you've got to take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live. So let's make sure that we're taking care of it. And they specialize in native deodorant. And I have tried lots of different deodorants out there, and I try to be careful what I put on my body. And I've been really impressed personally with this. My favorite scent that I'm using is cucumber and mint, and I just love it. And some of the things that I appreciate about native deodorant is it's formulated without aluminum and talc. It's all natural ingredients, no animal testing. It's easy to use, high quality ingredients, and it works all day long. And I think that's important as we're getting close to other people in intimacy. We want to make sure that we're using products like this that are supportive and keeping us balanced and not giving off a scent or harming our body, a scent that might be less than what we want to share. So I really appreciate native deodorant. I appreciate the care that they put into their products, and it's been recognized on the Today Show, Good Morning America, and has over 7,000 5-star reviews. And in honor of our time together today, they wanted to give you a special no-risk trial. How cool is that? So let me lean in and share how to take advantage of this. So here's the special offer on a first-time purchase. You get 20% off. You simply go to Native, N-A-T as in Tom, I-V as in Victor, E, deodorant.com, and enter the promo code EMPOWERING, because that's what they're doing. They're empowering us. So you get 20% off that first purchase, nativedeodorant.com, promo code EMPOWERING, and you can select the scent, I always call it a scent, that you like, and try it out. I know you'll be pleased. And Native, I want to thank you for leaning into us, bringing such a powerful product forward and supporting the amazing work that you've given us to do and to serve others. Continuing our conversation about balance, we're going to talk with an amazing expert around hormone balance. I think that's another area that we're like a little shy about, or not always wanting to talk about, or uncomfortable. And yet it's an area that, boy, wouldn't it be valuable to have support and have some true information to support us as our bodies are shifting and changing over time. So I'm pleased to introduce our amazing Dr. Lyster. She is a midlife expert, board-certified OBGYN doctor for over 25 years. She helps men and women, so not just women, men and women, regain energy, reignite their sex drive, clear up hormonal imbalance, and lose hundreds of pounds. She's a best-selling author. In addition to her private practice, she teaches part-time at Notre Dame in Belmont, California. And to celebrate her 50th 50th anniversary, this was a few years ago, she climbed Mount Kilimanjaro and is absolutely passionate about helping men and women feel their best so they can do their best. She wants everyone to go for great. Lean in and warmly welcome the powerful Dr. Liz Lyster to the show. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the warm welcome, Rebecca.
You're welcome. Absolutely. I'm honored to have you here. Excited to be continuing our conversation. And I wanted to start with why. Why is this work of helping people in this way and go for great? I know it's not just go for middle of the road. It's go for great. Why is that work personally so important for you?
I think I have to trace way back to the role models I had with my mom and my grandma. I just didn't see them tolerate not feeling their best, and I've always been personally motivated to go for that. And as I went through life and went through medical school and went into practice, I realized that so many people are told by their doctor, well, I know you're feeling tired, or I know you're gaining weight, but you just have to accept it, or you're just getting older. And after I turned 40, that phrase, you're just getting older, became one that I was absolutely not willing to listen to. And I just have grown this passion to help other people also go past where they are just accepting feeling okay, and to know that they can really go for feeling fantastic.
I love it, and I love how you've harnessed that passion to help in so many different ways, and that you don't accept that, oh, it's just, you're just getting older, and this is just kind of how it is, that we can actually shift that and get support to feel great in all phases of our life. And I love that you stand for that, and you're bringing that forward so powerfully. So I want to touch in on that Go for Great, because I know you have a book coming out, and I know that we're leading into that. It's coming out soon. I'd love for you to share what it means. You've touched on a little bit. Go for Great, because I think so often when we're talking with doctors and medical professionals, sometimes we're told that you're in the normal range, you're normal. But I know you're passionate about going for great. So how does that tie together, and what does that mean?
Great. Thank you for asking that. I will say, first of all, that most medical care, at least in the United States, is go for not sick. That's it. That's about as far as you can get with the regular medical system, such as we have here. They'll make sure you don't have something bad. At least they'll hopefully make sure of that. But then that's about as far as it goes. Luckily, there's this huge body of knowledge out there. Some people refer to it as anti-aging regenerative medicine, but it's a whole. I kind of hold my arms out both to each side, and on one end is conventional medical care, where they'll just make sure you're not sick, or they'll try to get you to just okay. But then the continuum keeps going the other direction to really, really going for thriving and like we're saying, feeling great, not just okay.
I love that. And when we get some of those test results, because that's a lot of times where we're starting, where we're getting the test results and they say you're in the normal range, can you explain sometimes what that range encompasses?
Absolutely, you bet. The first thing I want to point out is related to what you're asking now, is that a lot of people don't even realize that a lot of symptoms are related to hormonal imbalance. So the first step is always awareness. We were talking about that. And being aware that feeling tired or doing everything the same but putting on weight or losing intimacy with our loved ones and our life partner or whoever we're with at the moment, that can be related to hormone imbalance. So the first step is awareness. Then the second step, a lot of times, is what I call the tail wags the dog. And people have to ask their regular doctor, will you please check my hormones? Please look at these levels. And if they succeed in persuading their doctor to do that, Then the next hurdle is what you're talking about right now, where the quote-unquote normal range, and I'm holding up air quotes when I say that, because the reference range, which is the correct term to use, on a lab report, that's just statistics. It doesn't reflect where people feel good. Okay, so if the range is from 30 to 100 and your level's 31 and your doctor says, great, you're good, you're in quote-unquote the normal range, okay, but it turns out that optimal is on the upper end of that scale. Okay, so I'm using the numbers for vitamin D, by the way. Those are the common numbers. And that happens all the time. People are told their number is normal, even if it's just barely in the lower end of the range. But what we want to go for when we go for great is we want to do what we call optimal and be above, at least above 60, maybe even above 80. Right? So there you go. Beautiful. For normal versus optimal.
Perfect. Thank you for explaining that, because that's something, as I've had the opportunity to read some of your work in your book, that just really struck me, that I've so often looked at normal, and normal is good, and okay, that's good, not realizing optimal, and where do I feel good, and to start asking different questions. I found that really empowering in the information that you share and that you bring forward in your first book and now forthcoming book, which we're excited about. So speaking of which, yes. I'd love for you to share a little bit about your forthcoming book. What is it called, and when can we look forward to that coming out? And tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, thank you. I'm very excited about this book. This book is called Go for Great, Dr. Liz's Guide to Thrive at Every Age.
Dun-ta-da! I love it.
Yay! No, I'm very excited. And it's coming out end of September, I believe September 26th.
Yes, that matches my calendar. Yep.
Yes, everyone hopefully that's listening will, we will definitely make sure they know the exact date, and they know how to stay in touch with you, and then they'll know how to stay in touch with us, the guests today. So I'm very, very excited about that. A lot of love and sweat has gone in to this book.
Yeah.
I'm just so passionate about, I have great kids. Not because they're perfect, but I just really have spent my adult life diving into expanding my knowledge and expanding my experience so that I can feel my best and I can help other people feel their best. And I've put it into a simple system, and that's what the Go for Great system really is. So I take people through that in the book, which I'm just very honored to be able to share out in the world and inspire and actually support people in a detailed way on how to achieve and stay at feeling great.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. We're thrilled and excited about your forthcoming book. And I did just verify that it is the 26th. So here's why you want to mark that on your calendar, September 26th, because we're going to do a special campaign sharing out about this powerful book. So you want to be watching in social media. If you're on my list, you'll see an email. And what's really special about that day is we're going to launch the electronic version for $1. So for the first 24, maybe 48 hours, but definitely the first 24, you're able to get your copy for that $1 US dollar rate. So make sure to put that on your calendar. We'd love for you to lean in and get this valuable resource and system to support you. We're very excited to be bringing it to you, and to Dr. Liz, your willingness to put all of that valuable information together and make it accessible so people can go for great in their life. I want to thank you for your work you do and making that available.
My pleasure. Absolutely my pleasure. Thank you for your support with the whole process. It's just been excellent. I'm very, very excited to get the word out, get the message out to people to not tolerate not feeling their best and instead to choose to go for great.
Love it. Love it. Oh, we are too, and celebrate. It'll be on Amazon for that special $1 rate, and excited to be bringing that forward and your willingness to share and help all of us go for great. So speaking of going for great, as we get ready to go to our next commercial break, do you have something for us to think about or to reflect on as we take a moment to stop, pause, breathe, and listen and process what you've shared with us?
Yes, absolutely. And I'm going to piggyback on what Freddy and Elsbeth were mentioning earlier when you asked them the question. So my tip is to think about today. What can you do today to put yourself higher on your own to-do list?
Beautiful.
One step that you can do today, one item that you can add to your calendar. Maybe you can make that call today to schedule a massage. Maybe you can call and make an appointment that you've been meaning to make that will support you and that will encourage you to take care of yourself and have yourself be at the top of your to-do list.
Beautiful. One step. I love that. Thank you so much. Listeners, you heard the directions as we get ready to go to our next commercial break. Let's take a moment as we're using these 2 minutes to stop, pause, fill our bellies, breathe, and integrate. What is one step you can take today to put you on the top of your to-do list? What's one step you can take? We'll look forward to talking to you in just 2 minutes.
Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN. Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. That's EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
The future of online TV is here. View exclusive content from your favorite talk radio hosts and new programs that you can't see anywhere else. Visit VoiceAmerica.tv today.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes and took a moment to think about what is that as you're breathing. That one step you can take today to help move you to the top of your list, to help make you a priority, to help you go for great. What is that one step you can put into action and take today? And by the way, baby steps count. It's not just those big steps, because every step, big or small, leads to the next. And we get there one step at a time. So make sure that as we bring our time together to a close, that you're in action, taking that step. And I'm going to encourage you at the end of the show, take 2 minutes to stop, pause, breathe, and integrate. Write down a couple of things that you can step forward in and support you. In fact, we're going to have our experts share their contact information so that you can continue the conversation. You can stay in touch. You can go deeper in those areas that are supportive to you. So make sure you have that note-taking handy, however you like to take notes, whether it's electronically or you like to write things down. I want to encourage you to do that, because these are amazing people that can powerfully, and as experts that are experienced in the work that they do, walk beside you. With that, I would love to start with you, Dr. Liz. Can you share a tip on a way that we can step forward powerfully, a tip or piece of advice? And then I would love your contact information. And you can do it in either order. You get to choose.
Okay, great. Wonderful. Well, I will share my website. That is the best way to reach me. It's the best way to learn more about what I do and the writing and speaking and my medical practice. It's all on there. And that is www.drlizmd.com. And that's drlizmd.com.
Perfect.
That's the best and easiest way to reach me anytime.
Great. And your
my
tip?
Challenge for our listeners.
A challenge. I like
on
it.
The theme, on the theme of balance is to ask yourself, what is something, some area where you've been tolerating something? You've been tolerating not feeling your best or not doing your best. It might be in a relationship, it might be at work, it might be with your health. And what is one step that you can take today? Again, I'm challenging everyone to take one step today to start moving in the direction of love and freedom and true balance in your life.
Perfect.
That's my invitation.
Perfect. I love that. Thank you for sharing. And then,
you're welcome.
Absolutely. And Dr. Elsbeth and Freddy, I'd love for you to share your contact information, how people can stay in touch, and your tip or piece of advice.
Yeah, thank you. Our website address is TantraNova.com, and that's spelled TantraNova, TantraNova, like supernova. And there you can learn all about our workshops and private sessions, and also to reach us. There's even an intimacy quiz to find out, how you fare on that scale at TantraNova. And so what I want to share with everyone who is listening today is to connect with your heart and listen to your heart in terms of what your heart may yearn for, long for in the realm of intimacy, both with yourself and with another, with a child or with your beloved, and really listen to what may be missing. What is not there that you so desire, or you may be happy in your relationship yet have the sense of really wanting to expand, to go beyond what you ever have experienced. And just to keep listen to what is there, and then see where you can get support. And of course, you know how to reach us and can learn more about how to create lasting intimacy and love in your life.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate that, and the resources that you're making available and that opportunity to listen. Thank you very much. And listeners, it's just been an honor and a privilege to have you leaning into the conversation and joining us today. I want to thank you for letting us walk beside you and with you. And as you get ready to go back out into the world, I want you to remember that you are beautifully, wonderfully, and purposely made for such a time as this. You are needed. And in fact, I believe what the world needs is even more of you. So as you fall into balance, be willing to share more of the gift of who you are, so that wherever you go, whatever you do, be willing, choose to bloom where you are planted and shine. Take care, everyone. Talk to you next week.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter, next Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Influencers Channel. And join us for a replay of the show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.